Hey guys, welcome back. Maverick MT. Clutch problems. Like we had last time, I was saying we had broken a clutch spring. Okay, so I managed to find one, and I've actually installed the clutch shoes due to some unforeseen camera issues. Anyway, okay, so what I do today, I've already installed the clutch back into the truck with the shoes and everything else. We'll put it all back together, give it a short run, just up and in the driveway here, because it is actually raining outside here at the moment. So see how it goes. Okay, let's get going. Hopefully, no camera issues this time. Righto. Okay, I'll bring the camera in here so you can see. Righto, so there we go. Clutch is installed. Now, if you can see, look at the camera there. See the little arrow there? There's a little arrow there, and there's one up the top there, the top shoe. Now, that is not on the other side. These two shoes do not have those arrows on the other side. So it sort of gives you the idea which way the shoes go, okay? Some probably doesn't matter, but with this one, according to the book, the arrows this side where you can see them. So and that's the way it rotates, okay? Now that spring, it's obviously stating the obvious here, red spring, okay? Supposedly, it's supposed to be heavy duty spring. It was one I had laying around, and I thought, well, bugger it, I'm going to throw it in here and see how it goes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, leave a comment, but heavy duty supposed to be. I don't know what the RPM range on this spring is, but we'll see. We'll drive it and we'll see. If it's not good, well, I'll be ripping that sucker clean out of there. All right, moving on. The other thing too, when you're installing shoes, you can lube these bolts. There's a little flat shoulder on there. You can put a bit of lube there just to help these shoes, you know, move easy when the revs pick up. They can fly out. Try not to touch any of it on the shoes themselves. Obvious reasons. You'll get clutch slippage, which is obviously a bad thing with these sort of things. You won't get no drive. Also on these, when you're putting them in together, same here. If you're going to clean these out, use a dry rag, even a bit of solvent or whatever else, non-oil-based stuff, because you'll have the same issue. You'll have a little residue build up on the inside of this clutch bell, and of course, clutch clutch shoes will get contaminated. You'll get slip, and you won't get any drive. Righto. Now, like I said on the last video, we pull this thing apart. Remember where all your stuff goes. Take photos if you like. I mean, this is not a major job, but when you are doing bigger jobs on any RC really, take photos, even video it. You know, like we're doing now. Even video it. You know, and at least then you can go back to it as a reference and know where all your bits go. So, on this, what we have here, we've got the side plate, which is your clutch bell and your idler shaft and everything else, right? Goes in there. Keep in mind too, you've got these two pins here. Goes through your brake setup for your brake shoes, whatever, and those two pins need to line up into here, shaft into there, blah blah blah, as you know. So we'll go ahead and see if we can go ahead. There I go again. So we get this bad sucker back in here. Just take your time with it. Try not to rush. Make sure you get everything all in line, lined up. Don't try and force things, which, you know, sometimes does kind of get a bit frustrating. Part of the hobby though, I guess. My God, it's actually pissing down rain outside. Really bad. May not get to drive this at all. So, alright, we're just going to keep going here, try and fiddle this sucker back in here. It's not playing ball for me at the moment, but we're going to persevere, see if we can get it in there. Got the shaft in where the bearing is. It's alright, it's just these two little holes here that are giving me grief. Get clutched. Line up with the shoes. There we go. Might get a bit of luck here. Wiggle, wiggle. It's like that song, wiggle it just a little bit. There we go, bearing's out. Well, that might actually help us put that in. Okay, line that back up into there. Sorry if I get my head in your way there, guys. There we go. and boom, straight in. Look at that. In like Flynn. Now, as I said before, the bearing come clean out of there. What I might do, I might get a little rag and see if I can clean a bit of crap out of there. So the bearing can sit back in there, seat back in there nicely and run true. All good, beautiful. Okay, bearing back in. Maybe I should have pulled that bloody bearing out before. That's okay. Back in, bang, look at that. Good as gold. All right, so what I'll do, so I'll put these screws back in. Now, like I said, unlike myself, you probably should just lay your stuff out nice and neat, so you know where all your gear is. Like my stuff is all over the place right now. Okay. Oh, crikey. Just the right one up. What about the other thing? There. Not prepared for this. I think this is the one. Finally got the right bit. Okay. There we go. We're going to install these back in here. So I'm get them holes lined up. Get that right. Make sure those two pins are located back in on the inside of there, like that. Put your screws in. Oh no, I'm not going to do this up all the way tight yet because like I said, we've got 3 screws underneath for this plate, right? And I'm going to put these in as well. Put them all in loose and then we'll do them up. Just so as everything goes together nice and even, and there's nothing's going to be cockeyed and on the piss, so that it all goes together nice and you don't have any bind issues. It's just good practice, you know. Okay, nip that there. Get your 3 bolts. They go through this into the engine casing. Why won't you go in there? Okay. Oh, stuffy, I'll put you in this hole. That's what she said. I don't think my camera operator quite wouldn't actually know what that phrase meant. So I'll leave it at that. Okay, last one into here. I think that should be right. Take into there, screw them in. Alright, do them up. Trying to do this as quick as I can, guys, so that it's not such a long video. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'll do the bottom. Do the bottom up. Tip this big beast over. Okay, 3 bolts, 3 screws, we're going to call them, straight in there. One there. Now I will do these ones up because all the others are snug, so I can do these ones up tight now. And I'll just clamp everything down. Another good practice too, guys. Whenever you run your trucks, before you run your trucks, or even after you run your trucks, go over all your screws, nuts, bolts, and all that. Nothing worse than going out in the paddock having a bit of fun, or to the track, or wherever you run your rigs, and something falls off. Pain in the backside. Something falls off, shortens your day. And then, if it's bad enough, it could wind up damaging something else. So then you're going home early day, fixing stuff, ordering new bits and whatever else. So just get into the habit of actually going over all your truck. Like I actually found on the front of this truck the other day when I was looking at it after the spring break, one of these in the front here. If this is the same size, well, not these two here. These are the bottom of your steering whatever you call them. It eludes me at the moment. I'm not sure. Those two there, I've had them come loose a couple of times. So, like I say, go over everything, mate, and make sure your everything's tight. It's just good practice, guys. Save a bit of heartache in the end. All right, so they're all done. Those three on the bottom are done. Now I'll go back and I'll tighten all these back up again. So, tighten them all back up. That bearing, mate, if your bearing comes out like that one did, just make sure it goes back in square. It's pretty hard for it not to, but just be sure about it. Double check it. I'm not going to get that straight on, am I? It's going to be a thorn in my side, I think. Oh no, here we go. Yeah. Righto, here we go. I probably should have taken this cage off because now it wants to be a pain. Okay, that's good. It's tight. Now, you saw in the other video, I've got this little bracket that goes in here. It's just sort of like a guard, or it sort of seals up this corner because where the cover goes on. Here's a little tiny little sucker. Get the right fit for him. Okay. So that's all he is. This little bracket, you can see it. Like that goes into that little hole right there, and it just fills in that gap because of when the cover goes back on, it doesn't cover the whole thing. So this helps keep a bit of shit, if you like it, out of the drivetrain, all the gears. So put him back on. Especially if you're bashing in sand and whatever else, you know. And it doesn't need to be tight, it's over tight because it is screwing into plastic, okay? Just enough to snug it in there. Now, okay, so that's all done. We'll do these three big boys. And I think, yep, I already have it on the tool. Okay, so we'll just do them up. And like I said also, you can put Loctite on these, use the blue stuff, but don't overdo them. You will strip your threads. You got alloy cast there, so you will wind up stripping your threads. So just nip them up. Like I said before, these three are exposed through the cover anyway, so you can come back after a run and check these three. When the cover goes back on, you'll see what I mean. All right, now we're putting these gears back together, okay? So what I'm going to do here is, now I've got making sure you know what's what here. So like I said in the other bit, see your little grub screw there, you got the flat section, if you can see that on the shaft there. Grub screw has got to go on that, so when you tighten him down, it's got a flat area and it'll do up nicely. So I'll just put this one back on because it's easiest to get at. If I can get that right in the first place. Now you can put your finger down inside to hold him, because it's not a driven shaft at all. It is a driven shaft, not a drive shaft, if I got that right. So you can line him back up to there, and that will go onto that flat section. Get the Allen key, put him on there, whoops, and just do him up. Do him up. These things can put Loctite on these two guys. Like I said before, just use the blue stuff. Blue stuff does the job just as good, and it also makes it easier for them to undo if you have to pull them back off again. So tighten him up. Right, that one's there. So that's your, well, I call it your idle gear because it's in the middle. It's not driven. It's not a drive shaft. It's driven by this one, which then drives that one. Anyway, so then we got. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this sucker here. So he has. Hang on a minute. I think I've got that stuffed up somehow. What I have to do is that's what I've done wrong. I've got to install this sucker onto there. All right. Same deal, it has a flat section on the shaft, as you can see right there. It's got two actually, for two grub screws, right? Now, I'm missing a grub screw. I'm waiting for one to turn up, so I'm going to put this on now, and it can still drive. Just got two there because it is a fair bit of torque going through. It is better if you have two, but like I said, I have driven this before with the one, so which is okay. But I am getting another one to put in there. So, all right, that's on. Then we go and put our drive, final drive, you call it that? But it doesn't really matter. Then your nut. No lock nut. Yeah, get the socket for that. I think I'm correct. Ooh, no. This will be the animal. Yep. Boom. One thing I like to do too, guys, just a little quarter drive socket set. It's good for these trucks and that, you know. It's not using bulky stuff. You're not going to over tighten and that, you know. Strip threads, because at the end of the day, I'll just nip that for a minute. It's, you know, handy to get into places. So, now, that's on. We can put this bad boy on here. That's the middle one. Boom. And this last one onto here, if I can get that bloody thing to line up with my square drive. Like that. That's how they all, just check your mesh. They should be fine. Put the nuts back on. Just like that. That one there. Don't forget your washers too. The washers back on. Okay. Righto. Now we'll nip them up. Now it's a lot easier when you got all these gears together, right? Because you can actually find something to grab onto to tighten them up. Okay. Now you can, without pinching your fingers, which can happen, just do them up. Oh, that's it. That's it for that one. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I don't recommend doing this, guys, but is I like to make sure I just put a screwdriver. Just be careful when if you're going to do something like that, to do these up. Be very careful that you don't chip your teeth. It's the last thing you want to do. Just chip the teeth. See, now you got to go under here. Just be careful. Put under there. Don't chip your teeth. That's tight enough. Don't go overboard with them, because like I said, you will do damage to your teeth, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so they're good. Okay. Check the drive, check the mesh. That should be all pretty good. I'll do that brake off a bit. Okay, that should be okay. If they're a bit tight, you can actually just back them off a little bit, eh? Just be careful, like I said, just be careful. Don't go too silly with them. Just tight enough to buddy. Okay. Now, that noise you're hearing that's how these things are. They are noisy, okay? Because they're straight gears, and now that they are, and these models are all steel, that's how they are. All right, so, okay, that's all on. Now, last thing to put on is this plastic guard. Now, like I said before, plastic guard. Now, so there you go. I'll screw this guard on. These three are exposed still, so you can come back after a run. Just a quick check. Don't, like I said before, don't overdo them. You will strip them out. Just being careful with them. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know what the RPM range on that spring is, so we will very shortly find out. Same with these little screws here. Don't overdo them either because they're plastic, and I think these are on the verge of actually stripping out myself, personally. You got like fine threaded screws going into plastic, which is never really ideal. The bloody things, they don't last forever. So yeah, just go careful. Put the bottom one in. Now I have lost the one out of the bottom of the front here, so I will get another one of those later on. And put my fuel line separators back on. Boom, there we go. Now I think that's about it. I think we're all back together. Now I should be able to pull that and the wheels don't want to turn. Okay, so that's sweet. Now, I'm not going to put the body on. I'm just going to start this bad boy up, put on the driveway here, give it a run out to the road and back, and that's it. Because, like I said, it is raining. Just to try it out to see how it goes. Righto. Make sure everything's working. Always radio first, then transmitter, and steering. Good as gold. Let's take him out here, fire it up, give it a skid, see what happens. Righto. Follow me. Here we go. Alright, choke on, primed, good to go. Let's give this thing a kick in the guts. Not literally, but you'll hurt your foot. Pull a bit of fuel in. Now this thing should, oh, look at that. What a weapon. Here we go. Moment of truth, guys. Let's see what happens. There we go, beautiful. Fixed it. Bad boy back on the road again. So, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. That's it for this bloody thing. We've got another badass beast back on the road again. Stay tuned, because I will be gonna do some more videos with this thing. Obviously, when the weather clears up for us, just running videos on this bad boy, along with my other 5Ts and stuff like that. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, leave some comments if you like. I'll try and answer them, try and get to them all if I can. And until next time, get your rig outside, get it going, get it on the beach, the dirt, the road, whatever you like, and have some fun. Until next time, see you then.